Welcome back, 3D students. In this video, we're going to begin to create the body of our creature. Before we do, though, I want to set up a couple things in my viewport to make it easier. I'm going to open my Scene Explorer here. I'm not sure why it's not docked over here. It used to be by default. And I'm going to dock it right there. And you can clearly see that here is the plane, and here is the frozen toggle. I can toggle it on and off. I can also toggle its visibility here. Now also in the Scene Explorer is a couple of buttons down here at the bottom. If you look at this one, this says, and hover over it, it says that this is the layer, sort by layer view. So if you click that, you'll see that we have some layers here. And the plane is currently in the default layer, which is active. That's what this little blue stack icon means. I want to put the reference plane in a separate layer so I can manage it better. So I'm going to select it here. It's already selected. And I'm going to click this little plus sign here, and that will create a new layer with that image plane inside it and make it active. I'm going to double click on this layer name here, and I'm going to rename it Reference. And then I'm going to make the default layer active. And what that means is anything I now create is going to be in the default layer, not the reference layer. And this is how you make different layers active. You toggle these little stack icons. So let's create the body. We're going to click the plus sign over here in the command panel, and we're going to create a box. And the box should be roughly the size of your creature's body. And then you can just drag a little bit and click to stop creation. And then come up to the Modify tab, select your box, open up the parameters, and we're going to change this to a cube. Currently, the length is 173, so let's go ahead and make it like, 180 by 180 by 180. Now we know it's a cube. Now we could try to reshape this cube into the shape of the body, but we're going to let the computer do that for us. So let's go over here to the Modify tab and the modifier list, and we're going to find the Spherify modifier. It's right here. And what this does is it turns a cube into a smaller cube. And I know that's not very satisfying, but the reason it did that is because we don't have any segments for this to act on. So let's go back to the box in the modifier stack and begin to add segments. Let's start with 2, 2, and 2, and you can see now that we're getting a sphere. Let's go ahead and turn on edge faces. And it would be nice if we could see our creature through this sphere. So we can easily make that happen by right-clicking on it, opening up its object properties, and clicking see-through. We can also change its visibility here by making this number less. I'm going to click see-through, and you can see that now I can see the creature through there, and that turned the sphere gray. If, however, we uncheck this and we use the visibility toggle, that retains the sphere's color, whichever you prefer. Now this is important because we need to have enough edges for his mouth and his arms and his eye stalks and his feet for that matter. So let's go back to the Modify tab, select the box, and add another round of segments. And you can see that something's starting to take shape here. We can see we have some polygons that we could use for arms and some for legs. The mouth is not quite where we want it to be. Let's go ahead and scale this up if need be. And I'm actually going to scale it in on the X because he's not quite round. And then let's try another round. And you can see here that now the mouth edges are kind of taking shape here. Let's hit the perspective view and look at this from the sides. And you can see here that I have 4 polygons right here that I could use for the arms. And down here on the bottom, I have 4 here and 4 here. Here, let's switch its visibility so you can see it a little better. You can see here that I have, well, 4 polygons and 4 polygons right here that I could use for the legs. I'm going to go back to the front view, toggle that visibility again. And go back here, and I'm going to try one more round. And then I'm going to look at it from the sides. And the bottom. I think I could use 4 and 4 and have one in between. Let's check it with its full visibility. Could have the legs here. And it could have the arms here. I'm going to try one more click. That puts the arms in a better position and the legs in about the same position. So I think that I'm going to go back to 4. Go back to the front view. Toggle the visibility a little bit. Now this just kind of takes some trial and error, and what you end up with is sort of up to you. I'm going to work on the shape a little bit here. I think he needs to be a little less tall. Now when you get the shape from the front, you need to hit the L key and check the shape from the sides. You can see here that he's too round, so I'll also need to scale him in this way a little bit as well, so that shape follows through. And you should do the same. Always check it from the side. So now that we have the shape of the body and our basic edge flow sort of worked out here, in the next video we're going to begin to create the mouth, and I'll see you then.